What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. Back at it again with another banger for the people. Y'all know the vibe, fam. Kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
So with most of the big names in the transfer portal for women's college basketball already signed, sealed, and delivered to their new schools, new rosters, ready to make an impact at their new universities, it's no better time than ever to go ahead and dive into what I like to call post-transfer impact rankings. Now, in this part one, I want to talk about several transfers that I think will have an immediate impact and found not only a great fit, but a great system as well, where their talents can be maximized and they can truly flourish. Some names will be familiar. Some you might be like, I'm not too keen or not too familiar, but you will be after this season. I guarantee you that. Now, we're going to start off with some big names. First off, man, for all my South Carolina Gamecock fans, we got to start out with Tania Laston. Now, she is already in the gym putting in work. And when you talk about one of the most prolific, if not the most prolific scorer in women's college hoops last season, led the nation in scoring, she's providing an immediate impact and filling an immediate need for South Carolina. A go-to bucket getter, something that Dawn Staley has not had in the backcourt for quite some time. Like a very just elite guard. And I know she's known for getting buckets, elite 3-level scorer, when they need offense, when they need a smart spark, when the shot clock starts to get low, when the offense is scrambling, when the things are stagnant and those sets aren't working and they need somebody to just go straight up and get a bucket, when they need a closer to close out games and put the nail in the coffin. Nia is that type of player. But not only that, man, I love that she is also a very willing playmaker. This will be the most talent that she's ever played on. Like, she almost averaged 5 assists on a lackluster Florida State team last season. So playing with this gauntlet of talent at South Carolina, man, we cannot sleep on her playmaking ability and her ability to play either guard position, man. That's what I'm excited about for her. The offense will be there. She will get her shots. She will not have to carry such a strong burden as she did last season. But on top of that, man, I think the playmaking ability will be on full display. Now, the defense has been called into question. I don't think she's a weak defender. I think more so she will have a chance now to up her effort and lock more into team defense, where even South Carolina might be able to hide and shield her a little bit more than Florida State does. But make no mistake about it, man, South Carolina got an upgrade in the backcourt with Nia, and she's going to come in, and I think with the chemistry with Raven Johnson as well, this is going to be one of the most experienced and explosive backcourts in the entire country, with Tessa Johnson over on the other side, Ayala McDowell also coming in with that, Maddie McDaniel, Agot McKeer. Like, this backcourt is going to be deep. So shout out to Nia Laston. That's my first one. Staying with the South Carolina thing, man, a player that left South Carolina. We got to talk about Malaysia Fulwiley, one of the biggest names in the transfer portal, arguably one of the most unguardable players in the country. A walking bucket, but also a blur. First step is deadly. Now, people will complain about her shot selection, her playing a bit out of control, and the overall efficiency. All valid concerns. She was a sophomore. Let's just harp on that. She was a sophomore. Now, South Carolina, Dawn Staley have instilled the good habits. They've built the foundation. And make no mistake about it, LSU is going to get the absolute best version of Malaysia Fulwiley now, thanks to what South Carolina helped instill in her. Now, I'm interested to see what they do with her as far as the lineup. Is it going to be Malaysia at the point guard? Is it going to be Flau'jae Johnson at the point guard? Like, are they going to start Jada Richard? I don't think that Lay went to LSU to come off the bench. She's done that for 2 seasons. But at the same time, like, how is this matchup? How are these lineups going to work? If anybody can figure it out with this 3-guard set and this loaded backcourt, it definitely is Coach Kim Mulkey. And I just want to see how creative she gets with this lineup. Because genuinely, Flau'jae as well as Malaysia Fulwiley could evolve into the starting point guard for this group. When you talk about excitement, when you talk about straight transition, getting out in space, and just creating havoc for matchups, that is what Lay is bringing to this lineup, man. She's fast. She can take over games completely by herself. She continues to find her rhythm as a primary ball handler, throwing dimes, dropping assists as well, being a playmaker. The decision making and the shot selection are a work in progress. Will she respond to the coaching tactics and mentality of Coach Kim Mulkey? She's putting the trust in Coach Kim Mulkey to get her over that hump and to continue to develop her as a WNBA player. So we shall see. Another guard, one of the best in the country, who will be in that Player of the Year running, Olvia Miles. She is taking the Hailey Van Lith route, trusting Coach Mark Campbell and TCU, and I think just based off what they're bringing in the portal, plus adding Olvia Miles, one of the best point guards in the nation, had the chance, we don't see this a lot, had the chance to be the number 2 pick in the draft, and decided to hell with it. She gonna wait on that new CBA deal, get that big rookie contract, collect on that NIL money, and get another year under her belt. Now, there was some tension, there was some bad blood between her and Hannah Hidalgo. We saw that spill out in that viral clip that I did a video on a while back. But we don't know the extent or exactly what the cause, the root problem is. We do know that she's going to run her own team now, run the show. And she did not want to take a back seat to Hidalgo this season. So, major get. She was one of the biggest names in the portal and maybe one of the most surprising players to decide to come back, being the projected number 2 pick. Nobody expected her to come back. Nobody expected her to go into the portal. But coming off a season-ending injury last year, Olvia Miles has one of the best deliveries, some of the best court vision, and just instincts and feel for the game. I'm looking at her averaging like 8 assists next year as the primary ball handler, about 16, 17, 18 points per game. We saw her have one of her best seasons. Arguably, she definitely had her best shooting season. 3-point shooting was something that really was harped on as a weakness for her, and she really stepped it up this season. And I think we see her take another step into that Player of the Year elite guard category. She's already elite, but she definitely has a chance to be Player of the Year at TCU. And I think at this point, we've seen enough to where maybe her coming back is giving more time for us to nitpick. Because, I mean, at this point, can she go any higher than the draft at 2? Maybe she bumps herself up to 1. I don't know. We have to wait on that. But Olvia Miles will definitely be a game changer for TCU and the perfect replacement for Hailey Van Lith. Another shooter, probably the best shooter in the transfer, decided to go to UCLA. Big get for the Bruins after they lost Lyndon Johnson. South Carolina was all in on Gianna Neepkins, and she is a walking bucket out of Utah, one of the best three-point shooters. Shoots over 42% from the three-point range. It would have been game over if she went to South Carolina. I will say I think the better fit for her with that wide open running gun system with Coach Close and UCLA, I think she made the right decision for her playing style. And there was opportunity for her to contribute immediately. Like they're bringing in some players that are going to be super talented. And I think, They get their point guard back off of injury and letter, but at the same time, Kiki Rice, Lauren Betts, Sienna Betts, like when you're there, you're always going to, when you have that duo of Betts as well as Kiki Rice, you're going to be in the running, but Neepkins is going to be a very valuable addition. And the thing is, I don't want to limit her to just 3-point shooting because she can put it on the floor. She can get to the bucket. She's a big guard. She's a WNBA level player, like a 3-level scorer. She really can put defenses on their heels when she's in attack mode, getting downhill and getting to the bucket. I think her 3-point shooting is going to open things up, and she's just going to take a lot of pressure off Kiki Rice, man, because she can be that catch and shoot player. She can play off ball, come off screens, come off curls, and find her looks, but she can also handle the basketball and create ISO situations for defenses as well to create instant offense for UCLA. UCLA absolutely reloaded. I think they're a top 3, top 4 team, and Neepkins was a major get for them. I just love her approach to the game. She's a veteran. She's played in some big games. There's not a shot that she doesn't like when she's out there. She's just silky smooth getting to her spots, man. And she's super efficient. And she's low maintenance. She doesn't have to dominate the ball to score it. So I'm excited to see her in that UCLA offense. And I think she has a chance to be Big Ten newcomer of the year, man. Huge get for UCLA that really supplements some of those losses that they took in the transfer portal. Another guard, man, coming out of the ACC, Aluchi Okananwa, man. I think she's the best perimeter defender in the country. Joining Coach Freeze out there in Maryland, closer to where she's from out there. I mean, they continue to reload. It's not even a matter of if or when. It's not even, no, it's not even if or how. It's when with Maryland, man. They did some really big things in the portal. They bring back Smeekle as well. One of their leading scorers from last season. I'm excited to see Taylor Poffenberger another year in this system. Okananwa, man. Like, she came off the bench for Duke, won ACC tournament MVP, like, instant offense. I'm not sure if she's a 1 or a 2 at this point, and they can figure that out. But she's instant offense, a blur with the basketball, like, plays with unmatched, undeniable energy, and I think she just does a really good job of impacting the game on both ends. But her defensive capabilities are insane, man. She can guard the 1 through the 3. She will make life hell for your best guard on the opposition, man. And then she will still get 10 to 12 points per game. She attacks the cup at will. Quick hands, great lateral movement. I think that anytime she laces up on the court, she is an impact player, and she's going to make plays any way that she can. She makes winning plays. The move to Maryland makes sense. You know, she's tired of coming off the bench. She wants a starting role for a Power 5 program at Maryland. I think she's going to flourish. Duke, we saw some flashes. We saw what it could be. Now we get to see her as a full-time starter and really reach her peak as a basketball player, man. You know, she can shoot the 3. She can play mate. But her defense, man, long, athletic, and just a straight seatbelt gang president out there, I think is just going to be major for her development, and I'm excited to see it. Last but not least, man, joining the defending national champs at Uconn, Sarah Williams. The Sarah show is going to be crazy with Sarah Williams and Sarah Strong. But when you talk about just a perfect player for Gino Auriemma's system and a perfect player for Uconn's culture, a player that moves closer to home, that is super athletic, that can run the floor very, very like a gazelle, just get very mobile, gets up and down the court, great hands, finishes over the shoulder, can pick and pop, hit the elbow jumper, can put it on the floor, very versatile attacking the cup. Great defender. Uconn at times lacked a true rim protector last season. El Alfie came along during the tournament. I will give her that, and no shade to her. But we're talking about a reigning defensive player of the year in the Big Ten. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a different type of defensive anchor that Uconn didn't have, with length, with instincts, with explosiveness that will be sending shots into the stands. She cleans up the glass, and, I mean, she's good for almost 20 points a game. Uconn landing her, definitely, in my opinion, bringing back AZ Flood, bringing back Sarah Strong, bringing in Kaylee Heckle, shout out to them for that. Like, this put them firmly in the running to repeat as national champions. They were going to have a talented group coming back, but South Carolina was still looming. But right now, I mean, you could say Uconn has a more talented roster, and I think Sarah Williams just, not even from a best player available talent standpoint, but just from a culture fit and a system fit, I think this is a match made in heaven for Uconn. South Carolina wanted her. LSU laid out the red carpet, brought Flage off of tour to come back for her visit, man. And it seemed like all signs were her taking her talents to the Bayou. But, hey, don't sleep on Gino and Stores. Them Connecticut Huskies got the job done, landed Sarah Williams. And, I mean, they are going to have one of the most versatile front courts in the country. This was a huge get for them. I mean, they're going to just have a front court that can handle it, that can shoot it, that runs the floor well. They're going to be hard to stop in transition. You're not going to be able to double Sarah. You're not going to be able to double either Sarah, because both of them can absolutely kill you. And I think she's definitely a first-round talent as well. And she was the best big available in the transfer portal. So salute to her, man.